Hi, I'm Catherine Llewellyn, the host of the podcast. You can find out all about Truth and Transcendence on truthandtranscendence.com. And you can find out all about me on beingspace.world, where you will find my online coaching offering as well as my UK-based workshops. The Freedom of Spirit workshop for liberation and empowerment, the Pellower Radical Shift in Consciousness workshop for spiritual expansion, and transformational coaching for exploring the mind-body-spirit connection on the expansive path. You can also support the podcast by actually making a donation. I hope you enjoy the show. Welcome to Truth and Transcendence. You can find all our episodes on truthandtranscendence.com. So today I want to talk about dance. If you listened to our episode last week with the wonderful Susanna Darling-Khan, you'll recall that she said at the end, just dance. If all else fails, dance. Now this, to me, there's something really fascinating about dance in the sense that most people think of themselves, I am someone who dances, I'm someone who doesn't dance. I can dance, I can't dance. Dance is for me, dance is not for me, dance is for other people, dance is for other cultures, people of a different age, and so on and so forth. I actually look at it a slightly different way. The way I look at it is that all of life is a dance. And we are always dancing in a way. So if you think of how everything moves around within the body, how everything functions within the body, you could view that as a dance, a beautiful, creative, nourishing, maintaining dance. If you look at how you relate with your day, is that not a dance? Sometimes a slow dance, sometimes a quick dance. Sometimes it's a solo dance, and sometimes it's a dance with others. And the most obvious place to see this is in relationships, where if a relationship is working, it feels like a dance. Some friends of mine years ago used to run a workshop called Dancing in the Dark, which was for couples. And they were saying, we are dancing, but are we dancing in the dark? In other words, we don't know what's going on and we blunder into each other, or are we dancing in the light? Are we conscious of what's happening? Can we see what we're doing? Can we experience what's occurring? So my point of view is more that dance is happening all of the time. But if you say, yeah, Catherine, that's, because you are you're one of those weird new agey kind of people. So you would say that, okay, fair play. So if we keep it within the realm of what we think of as dance, I think the main thing that's most important is to remember that we have a physical body, and physical bodies are designed to move and to function. So if you never had anything to eat, you would suffer. If you never went to the loo, you would suffer. If you never washed yourself, you would suffer. And the same is true for literally movement, just literally physical movement. The issue, though, is that we do move quite a lot, actually, most of us, moving around. Even if we're sitting on the computer, we're moving. We're moving our hands, our arms, and our shoulders are involved in that. And our feet and our legs and our hips and our bottoms and our spines are also involved in keeping us upright and keeping us in a position. But the problem is that in our habitual daily lives, we tend to repeat certain movements in certain physical positions over and over and over again. So sometimes we can get like a very low-grade repetitive strain injury. And this is one of the reasons that people have to get a hip replacement or a knee replacement. It's not the only reason, but one of the reasons. Whereas when we dance, what tends to happen is that all of the different parts of the body are brought into play. The feet, the knees, the legs, the hips, the waist, the belly, the upper chest, the upper back, the lower back, the spine, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, the arms, the head. Everything is brought into play. Even if we're doing a constructed dance, such as a waltz or even a tango. In those dances, both sides of the body are used equally, which is not true in our daily lives in general. Most of us will emphasize one side of the body more than the other, which creates imbalances for us. The front of the back and the front of the body and the back of the body are both brought into play. We're shifting our weight forwards, we're shifting our weight backwards and from side to side. All of this creates a rebalancing and a kind of rewiring of the body. And one of the effects of this is it also helps the body to process emotion and trauma and delight and imagination and stress and energy. All of the moving parts of our state of being get moved around when we dance, and that's healthy for us because that's like a digesting process. And when the digestion is working perfectly, I think any of us who are a bit older would have come to realize that a well-working digestion is a blessing, because when it's not the case, we don't feel good. And it's the same with our emotional energetic states. And the way to digest and process and gain nourishment from everything about our energetic and emotional state, one of the best ways is through dance. So if you're not somebody who's going to get onto a dance floor, of course I would say, think about getting onto a dance floor. But if that's not going to happen for you, you can at the very least, when you're moving around, whatever you're doing, just notice how the weight shifts between one part of the body and the other. Just notice how you can actually sway a little, how you can actually feel some rhythm in your movements, how you can, let's say you're walking across the hills. Can you notice the miraculousness of the hip joints and the knee joints, how the legs know what to do, how the feet know how to land and to balance you, and how the spine knows how to float above the hips, and how the head knows how to float above the shoulders, and how the arms know how to swing exactly right as you're walking. All of this is a dance. So I would say dance is non-linear. It's being in the body, not just the head. It's organic. It's a relationship between mind, body, and spirit. It can look any way. It can feel any way. And if you'd like to find out a little bit more, on my website, beingspace.world, in the ebooks section, check out the one with the dancer on the front. It's not me. It's a beautiful dancer who's been photographed. And just read that, because that is called Why We Think We Can't Dance and How We Probably Really Can. And that really helps us connect in with all of those aspects of us that think that dance is not for us, and all of those things that we can do, and all those possibilities mean maybe it really could be. Whether or not that dance is simply the process of noticing the dance that goes on all of the time, naturally, just by being alive. If you can get to Hey on Why in the UK on the first Saturday night of any month except August, let me know and join me on the dance floor at the superb ecstatic dance evenings that occur once a month, led by my friend Clive Hedger. Very well. It's my favourite night of the month. So that's all for Truth and Transcendence. You can find our other episodes on truthandtranscendence.com. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, a 5-star rating, and share with your friends, and comment on what we've been discussing today. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. It really helps if you give a thumbs up, a 5-star rating, a review, and share with your friends. If you're looking for transformational coaching or an intensive transformational weekend workshop experience, I can help with that. You can actually help the show by making a donation. Until next time, take care.